Okay. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवते सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 19, The Killing of the Demon Hiraṇyākṣa. I'm sharing the screen now. Mhm. Okay. Can someone confirm if you can see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Maitre Vacha Avadharya Virinchasya Nirvalikkamritam Vachaha Prahasya Prema Garbhena Tadapangena Sograhit. Sri Maitreya said, after hearing the words of Brahma, the creator, which were free from all sinful purposes and as sweet as nectar, the Lord heartily laughed and accepted his prayer with a glance laden with love. 1 second. ततः सपत्नं मुक्तसा मुखतश्चरन्तम् अकुतो भयं जघानोत्पत्य गदया हनाव असुरम् अजक् अक्षजः. Sorry. The Lord, who had appeared from the nostril of Brahma, sprang and aimed his mace at the chin of his enemy, the Hiranyaksha demon, who was stalking fearlessly before him. साहता तेन गदया विहता भगवत्करात् विगूर्णिता पदतिरेजे तद् अद्भुतम् इवाभवत्. Struck by the demon's mace, however, the Lord's mace slipped from his hand and looked splendid as it fell down whirling. This was miraculous, for the mace was blazing wonderfully. सतदा लब्धतीर्थोऽपि न बबादे निरायुधं मानयन् स मृदे धर्मं विश्वक्षेणं प्रकोपयन्. Even though the demon had an excellent opportunity to strike his unarmed foe without obstruction, he respected the law of single combat, thereby kindling the fury of the Supreme Lord. गदायाम् अपविद्धायां हाहाकारे विनिर्गते मानयामास तद्धर्मं सुनाभयं च स्मरद् विभुः. As the Lord's mace fell to the ground and a cry of alarm arose from the witnessing crowd of gods and rishis, the personnel of Godhead acknowledged the demon's love of righteousness and therefore invoked his Sudarshan discus. तं व्यग्रचक्रं दिदिपुत्रादमेन सपार्षदा मुख्येन विसज्जमानं चित्रावाचो तद्विदां खेचराणां तत्रास्मासन् स्वस्ति ते मुं जहीति. As the discus began to revolve in the Lord's hands, and the Lord contended at close quarters with the chief of his Vaikuntha attendants, who had been born as Hiranyaksha, a wild son of Diti, there issued from every direction strange expressions uttered by those who were witnessing from airplanes. They had no knowledge of the Lord's reality, and they cried, "May victory attend you! Pray dispatch him! Play no more with him. सतं निशाम्यात्तरथाङ्गम् अग्रतो व्यवस्थितं पद्मपलासलोचनं विलोक्य चामरस्य परिप्लुतेन्द्रियो वृषोस्वदन्तच्छब्दम् आदशत् श्वसन्. When the demon saw the personality of Godhead, who had eyes just like lotus petals, standing in position before him, armed with his Sudarshana discus, his senses were overpowered by indignation. He began to hiss like a serpent and he bit his lip in great resentment. करालदंश चतुर्भा चतुर्भ्यां शङ्कर्षणो दहन् इव अभिप्लुत्य स्वगदया हतोऽसीति आहनद्धरिम्. The demon, who had fearful tusks, stared at the personality of Godhead as though to burn him. Springing into the air, he aimed his mace at the Lord, exclaiming at the same time, "You are slain." पदासेव्येन तां साधो भगवान् यज्ञसूकरः लीलया मिषतः शत्रोः प्रहरद्वात ब्रह्मसम्. O saintly Vidura, while his enemy looked on, the Lord in his boar form, the enjoyer of all sacrificial offerings, playfully knocked down the mace with his left foot, even as it came upon him with the force of a tempest. आहा चायुधम् आदत्स्व घटस्व त्वं जिगीषसि इत्युक्तः स तदा भूयस्ताडयन् व्यनदद्भृशम्. The Lord then said, "Take up your weapon and try again, eager as you are to conquer me." Challenged in these words, the demon aimed his mace at the Lord and once more loudly roared. तां स आपत्यतीं वीक्ष्य भगवान् समवस्थितः जग्राह लीलया प्राप्तां गरुत्मान् इव पन्नगीम्. When the Lord saw the mace flying toward him, he stood firmly where he was and caught it with the same ease as Garuda, the king of birds, would seize a serpent. सपौरुषे प्रतिहते हतमानो महासुरः नैच्छद्गतां दीयमानां हरिणा विगता प्रभः. His valor thus frustrated, the great demon felt humiliated and was put out of countenance. He was reluctant to take back the mace when it was offered by the personality of Godhead. जग्राह त्रिशिखं शूलं ज्वलनलोलुपं यज्ञाय दृढं रूपाय विप्रायाभिचरन् यतः. He now took a trident which was as rapacious as a flaming fire and hurled it against the Lord, the enjoyer of all sacrifices, even as one would use penance for a malevolent purpose against a holy Brahmana. तदोजसा दैत्यमहाभाता महाभटार्पितं चकासदन्तः उदीर्णदीदिति चक्रेण चिच्छेद निशातनेमिनां हरेर्यथा तार्क्ष्य पतत्रम् उज्झितम्. Hurled by the mighty demon with all his strength, the flying trident shone brightly in the sky. The personality of Godhead, however, tore it into pieces with his Sudarshan disc, which had a sharp edged rim, even as Indra cut off a wing of Garuda. वृक्नेष्वशूले बहुधारिणा हरेः प्रत्येत्ये वितीर्णम् उरो विभूतिमत् प्रवृद्धरोषः स कठोरमुष्टिना नदन् प्रहृत्यान्तराधीयतासुरः. The demon was enraged when his trident was cut to pieces by the discus of the personality of Godhead. He therefore advanced toward the Lord and, roaring loud, struck his hand fist against the Lord's broad chest, which bore the mark of Srivatsa. Then he went out of sight. तेनेत्थमाहतः क्षतर् भगवान् आदिसूकरः Nakampa manak kwapi srujahata iva dvipaha. Hit in this manner by the demon, O Vidura, the Lord, who had appeared as the firstborn, did not feel the least quaking in any part of his body, any more than an elephant would when struck with a wreath of flowers. अथोरुद्धाश्रजन्मायां योगमायेश्वरहरौ यां विलोक्य प्रजात्रष्टा मेनिरे स्योपसंयमम्. The demon, however, employed many conjuring tricks against the personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of Yoga Maya. At the sight of this, the people were filled with alarm and thought that the dissolution of the universe was near. प्रववुर्वायवश्चण्डास् तमः पांसवम् ऐरयन् दिग्भ्यो निपेतुर्ग्रावाणः क्षिपेनैः प्रहिता इव. Fierce winds began to blow from all directions, spreading darkness occasioned by dust and hailstorms. Stones came in volleys from every corner as if thrown by the machine guns. द्यौर्नष्टा भगाना भ्रौगैः सविद्युत्स्तना यित्नुभिः वर्षद्भिः पूयकेशाङ्घ्रे विन्मूत्रास्तीनि शासकृत्. The luminaries in outer space disappeared due to the skies being overcast with masses of clouds, which were accompanied by lightning and thunder. The sky rained pus, hair, blood, stool, urine, and bones. गिरयः प्रत्यदृश्यन्ता नानायुधमुचो नगः दिग्वाचसो यातु धानयः शूलिन्यो मुक्तमूर्धजाः. O sinless Vidura, mountains discharged weapons of various kinds and naked demonesses armed with tridents appeared with their hair hanging loose. बहुभिर्यक्षरक्षोभिः पत्यश्वरथ कुञ्जरैः आततायिभिरुत्सृष्टा हिंस्रा वाच अतिवैश्यसाः. Cruel and savage slogans were uttered by hosts of ruffians, yakshas, and rakshasas who all either marched on foot or rode on horses, elephants, or chariots. प्रादुष्टकृतानां मायानाम् आसुरीणां विनाशयत् सुदर्शनास्त्रं भगवान् प्रायुक्ता दयितं त्रिपात्. The Lord, the personal enjoyer of all sacrifices, now discharged his beloved Sudarshana, which was capable of dispersing the magical forces displayed by the demon. तदादिते तदादितेः समभावात् सहसा हृदि वेपतुः स्मरन्त्या भर्तुरादेशं सनाचाश्रक् प्रशुश्रुवे. At that very moment, a shudder suddenly ran through the heart of Diti, the mother of Hiranyaksha. She recalled the words of her husband Kashyapa, and blood flowed from her breasts. विनष्टासु स्वमायासु भूयश्चास्वर्ज्य केशवं वृषोपगूहमानो मुं ददृशे वस्थितं बहिः. When the demon saw his magic forces dispelled, he once again came into the presence of the personality of Godhead, Keshava, and full of rage, tried to embrace him within his arms to crush him. But to his great amazement, he found the Lord standing outside the circle of his arms. Tam muष्टिभिर्विनिघ्नन् विनिघ्नन्तं वज्रसारैर्अधोक्षजः करेण कर्णमूलेऽहं यथा त्वास्त्रं मरुत्पतिः. The demon now began to strike the Lord with his hard fists. But Lord Adokshaja slapped him in the root of the ear, even as Indra, the lord of the Maruts, hit the demon Vritra. Saha sa ahato vishvajita hi avagnyaya paribhramat gatra udastalochanaha visirna bahvangri shiroruha शिरोरुहोपतद् यथा नगेन्द्रो लुलितो नभस्वता. Though struck indifferently by the Lord, the conqueror of all, the demon's body began to wheel. His eyeballs bulged out of their sockets. His arms and legs broke, and the hair on his head scattered. He fell down dead like a gigantic tree uprooted by the wind. श्रितौ शयनं तम् अकुन्तवर्चसं कराळदंष्ट्रं परिदष्ट दच्छदम् अजादयो वीक्ष्य शशंसुरागता अहो इमं कु नु लभेत संस्थितिम्. Aja, Brahma, and others arrived on the spot to see the fearfully tusked demon lying on the ground, biting his lip. The glow of his face was yet unfaded, and Brahma admiringly said, "Oh, who could meet such blessed death? यं योगिनो योगसमाधिनरहो ध्यायन्ति लिङ्गात् असतो मुमुक्षया तस्यैष दैत्य ऋषभः पदाहतो मुखं प्रपश्यंस्तनुम् उत्सृज उत्ससर्जः. Brahma continued, he was struck by a forefront of the Lord, whom yogis, seeking freedom from their unreal material body, meditate upon in seclusion in mystic trance. While gazing on his countenance, this crest jewel of Diti's son had cast off his mortal coil. एतौ तौ पार्षदाव अस्य शापाद्याताव असद्गतिं पुनः कतिपयैर्स्थानं प्रपत्स्य प्रपत्स्येतेह janmabihi. These two personal assistants of the Supreme Lord, having been cursed, have been destined to take birth in demonic families. After a few such births, they will return to their own position. Deva uvacha, sorry, Deva uchuhu. नमो नमस्तेऽखिलयज्ञतन्तवे स्थितौ गृहीतमला सत्त्वमूर्तये दृश्याहतोऽयं जगताम् उरुन्तुदस् त्वत्पादभक्त्या वयम् ईश निर्वृताः. The demigods address the Lord, all obeisances unto you. You are the enjoyer of all sacrifices, and you have assumed the form of a boar in pure goodness for the purpose of maintaining the world. Fortunately for us, this demon, who was a torment to the worlds, has been slain by you, and we too, O Lord, are now at ease in devotion to your lotus feet. मैत्रेयवाच एवं हिरण्याक्षमसह्य विक्रमं ससाधयित्वा हरिरादसूकरः जगामलोकं स्व अखण्डितोत्सवं समीडितः पुष्कर विस्तरादिभिः. Sri Maitreya said, continued, sorry, after thus killing the most formidable demon Hiranyaksha, the Supreme Lord Hari, the origin of the boar species, returned to his own abode, where there is always an uninterrupted festival. The Lord was praised by all the demigods, headed by Brahma. मया यथानुक्तम् अवादिते हरे कृतावतारस्य सुमित्रचेष्टितं यथा हिरण्याक्ष उदारविक्रमो महामृदे क्रीडनव नवन् निराकृतः. Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, I have explained to you the personality of Godheads coming down as the first born incarnation and killing in a great fight a demon of huh? Are you able to follow me?
Yes,
Yes.
Guruji.
Okay. So Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, I have explained to you the personality of Godheads coming down as the first born incarnation and killing in a great fight a demon of unprecedented prowess as if he were just a plaything. This has been narrated by me as I heard it from my predecessor spiritual master. सूत उवाच इति कौशारवाक्याताम् आश्रित्य भगवत्कथां क्षत्तानन्दं परं लेभे महाभागवतो द्विज Sri Suta Goswami continued, my dear Brahmana, Kshatta, Vidura, the great devotee of the Lord, achieved the transcendental bliss by hearing the narration of the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead from the authoritative source of the sage Kausharava Maitreya, and he was very pleased. अन्ये अन्येषां पुण्यश्लोकानाम् उद्दाम यशसां सताम् उपसृत्य भवेन्मोदः श्रीवत्साङ्कस्य किं पुनः. What to speak of hearing the pastimes of the Lord, whose chest is marked with Srivatsa? People may take transcendental pleasure even in hearing of the works and deeds of the devotees whose fame is immortal. योगजेन्द्रं झसः कृशं गृष्टं ध्यायन्तं चरणाम्बुजं क्रोशन्तीनां करेणु करेणूनां कृच्छरतो मोचयद्रुतं. The personality of God had delivered the king of the elephants, who was attacked by an alligator and who meditated upon the lotus feet of the Lord. At that time, the female elephants who accompanied him were crying, and the Lord saved them from the impending death. Tam su tam sukara tam sukha tam sukharadhyam rijubhir ananya sharanair nabihi kritanya kona seveta duraradhyam asadubhihi. What grateful soul is there who would not render his loving service to such a great master as the personality of Godhead? The Lord can be easily pleased by spotless devotees who resort exclusively to Him for protection, though the unrighteous man finds it difficult to propitiate Him. One second. यो वै हिरण्यक्षवधं महाद्भुतं विक्रीडतां कारणसूकरात्मनः शृणोति गायति अनुमोदते न्यसा न्यजसा विमुच्यते ब्रह्मवदाम् अपि द्विजः. O Brahmanas, anyone who hears, chants, or takes pleasure in the wonderful narration of killing of Hiranyaksha demon by the Lord, who appeared as the firstborn in order to deliver the world, is at once relieved of the results of sinful activities, even the killing of a Brahmana. एतन्महापुण्यमलं पवित्रं धन्यं यशस्यं पदम् आयुराशीषां प्राणेन्द्रियाणां युधि शौर्यवर्धनं नारायणोऽन्ते गतिरङ्गशृण्वताम्. This most sacred narrative confers extraordinary merit, wealth, fame, longevity, and all the objects of one's desire. On the field of battle, it promotes the strength of one's vital organs and organs of action. One who listens to it at the last moment of his life is transferred to the supreme abode of the Lord. O Shaunaka. Thus ends the chapter 19 from Canto 3, entitled The Killing of the Demon Hiranyaksha. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, this chapter can be very nicely elaborated from the purports of Prabhupada. They are very, very nice. Even if we see, this is a narration of Brahma to the demigods, and from there again it came from um, yeah, we can see here this narration is between again the Maitreya Rishi and Vidura. This is what narrated by Sukadeva Goswami, and this is what is narrated by Suta Goswami. He's saying, this is what I heard from my spiritual master, who was none other than Sukadeva Goswami. Yeah, and of course Veda Vyas is also there. Yeah, who is his contemporary, we can see. And yeah, I would see the Falastuti itself is so nice, though we may not look only from what we are gaining, but we can see just by hearing this pleases the Lord, because we are hearing the glories of the Lord and His devotees. Lord may not be pleased that much compared to when we glorify him rather than his devotees are glorified. When his devotees are glorified, he is extremely happy. Who is his devotees here? Here we can see the devotee is Brahma, the Devatas, but also the one who has, I would say, challenged the Lord uh, as part of the script that Lord had. Of course, the question may come. The question may come if Lord Himself has arranged everything. Uh, it could be possible the Lord might have arranged such a way that Hiranyaksha is um, not strong enough. Hmm? But here we can see how what happened. There was this moment where Hiranyaksha was dominating with his weapon. He was attacking without any fear. It was not like d- what do you see? Have you seen this WWF World
World Wrestling Federation.
Wrestling Federation? Yeah. There you see all the stunts, right, by Undertaker and I don't know what. This was when I was kid. I was seeing. Oh, I was thinking, wow, it's all real. And my uncle, he came from US and he said, all this is bullshit, just kind of action. But here we are not talking about this kind of superficial fight between two just to see, hey, so many are seeing us. Let's show off. No, here, there was the spirit of Hiranyaksha was to really subdue Vishnu because he said, I don't care Vishnu. Yeah. When he went to Varuna, he said, hey, if you go to Vishnu, then you will be um, mm, subdued, you will be defeated, even in fact, you will be killed. Then, in spite of such warnings, why did Hiranyaksha go and take the challenge? Is because he denotes the spirit of egoism. He has so much pride in his strength. And in fact, when someone gets power, we can see Hiranyaksha was blessed by Brahma to become powerful. Then he thought, oh, I have all power, all power. But there is also a sublime message here. That is the reason the Falastuti is so potent. Here it says that nothing can be powerful than the unlimited powerful Bhagavan. The Lord, when He comes, even He comes here as a Sukara, Adi Varaha Deva. Even if you see, He came from the nostril of Brahma when He was thinking how to protect when the world is inundating, how to protect, how to bring back. Yeah, when Swayambhuva Manu is asking, okay, yeah, Father, you have yeah given us this wonderful task of progenation, but where is the planet Earth? Huh? So then Brahma was thinking what to do, and then from his nostrils, all of a sudden, a small creature came, and this creature immediately expanded gigantically, so huge, so huge. And then he took out the planet Earth, Mother Earth, from the waters, and then he energized so that the planet Earth can float. But then this was not appreciated by Hiranyaksha. He was saying, "Hey, what are you doing? Who are you? First of all, you look crazy. You look like a pig, wild boar. And how can you take the planet Earth? In fact, the Earth is our property. In the name of land disputes, we can see so many people are fighting that this is my land, that is my land. That spirit is still there. We are talking about the time of Hiranyaksha when he was saying, "Hey, this is our property." That is what we talk about identification of body, and that is what we're saying about ego. And this personification of ego we can see in the form of Hiranyaksha, who was challenging, and he said, I have all power. And then he tried to use all his power to conquer. And then, of course, this was a tough challenge, not to underestimate, because in fact he was powerful. That's why he was challenging. In fact, he has conquered so many who came in his way, but here he has hit the what do you call the dead end, a dead end of his road, that he can't go any more further because he has come to face Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu, yeah, we can see how nicely, tactfully he has come up. And then when, yeah, finally we can also see the spirit. When you are very proud of your strength, what you do is you try to show off. Yeah, yeah, come on, I can fight with all righteousness, dharma. Yeah, whatever is Kshatriya dharma. Come on. Yeah, if your club has fell down, yeah, take it again. If you don't have weapon, okay, take again. So that is what he was indirectly making a fun of it. And when Lord Vishnu in the form of Varahadev, he kicked the mace of the demon when it fell with when the Lord hit with his left foot. Then Lord also made fun. So you can see this pastime is in itself is bhishan but also adbhutam. Yeah, we can see here it's wonderful deeds of the Lord. It's not impossible for Lord because he can do anything, and here he has shown that Hiranyaksha or Hiranyakashipu we can see later, but Hiranyaksha is of not big uh, for the Lord. And after he was killed, all the devatas were happy, and the Lord disappeared to his spiritual place. And it is in fact underlined that the spiritual world is a place of uninterrupted festivals. Every time there is festival, it's not like okay, you have to work from morning 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I don't know, until 6 o'clock. Oh, I have to work. I have to see my boss. I have to do that. I have to do this. Oh, I have to take care of my kids. I have to do that. So, no, if you want to enjoy that every day is a festival, I sometimes feel maybe so many festivals we may be bored. No, the reason is because in those festivals we have Krishna in the center to celebrate his festivals. Then we want to make it more and more wonderful, unlimitedly wonderful. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm happy that whoever has joined today have heard the Palastuti of this wonderful Leela of the Lord. May you remember this. And it said, make a note somewhere that, yeah, at the time of death, if one hears, then he is transferred to the spiritual world. Yeah, this is one of the such pastimes one can bestow. So, if one wants to make a list of what to do in the deathbed, or what do you call this, a to-do list at the last days, hearing to hearing to Varahadev pastime is definitely one. And then I request you all take yourself a little commitment, which may not be so difficult if you really try. It's very easy. Share this wonderful story that you have heard, yeah, with your family, with your friends, whoever, and share the glories of the Lord. Yeah, that also helps us to accrue some more piety and blessings and the mercy of the Lord. It's not that only okay we have to hear, we can also speak, we can also share. Even more nice if someone is able to join these sessions because we will have many more pastimes of the Lord. Yeah, please, 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 most welcome. Yeah, everyone can do their little part, and we may um, yeah, give the opportunity to others as well. Why not? Yeah, Hare Krishna. Any last thoughts? Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thanks for the
Thank you.
wonderful recitation, especially the Parastati Prabhuji. I think hearing all these Parastati has really created a lot of difference in my life. And again, this was very powerful. Again, nice to make a note of it. I have one question, Prabhuji. In the
Mhm.
fifth verse, there is uh, there was a mention of the personality of Godhead acknowledged the demon's love of righteousness.
Mhm.
How is this righteousness, Prabhuji? Yeah, demon.
Yeah, he said, hey, we know that, right? If one doesn't has a weapon, one should not attack.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
So the righteousness of Hiranyaksha was, hey, don't, yeah, come on, take your weapon. Yeah, because Hiranyaksha was having a mace, yeah, club in his hand. So he said, one option is either he leaves it or he says, yeah, if you have more weapons, come with weapons. And then Lord has come with his Sudarshan Chakra.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, Prabhuji. I kind of missed the first part. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. I think
Yeah.
it's very nice how, Satvik even our Asuras are, comparing to what we now see.
Right. It rather than that, yeah, of course, the Lord appreciated. The demons sometimes are very tricky or treacherous, and here this Asura was not treacherous but puffed up. Yeah. So in fact, in both the ways, instead of treacherous, he was more taking to the code of conduct of warfare. Yeah. So that's why the Lord appreciated.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyone else? Shruti Mataji, I see Kritika Mataji. Varsanila Mataji. Anyone? eager to hear. Um, just a couple of minutes to summarize what you appreciate, what because yeah, when we have this kind of summarizing to ourselves, that stays little longer. I know I'm eating time.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Yeah,
again here.
yeah, yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, through the course of Bhagavatam, we learn both the philosophy and these pastimes. So, when I hear the pastimes in between, I feel that it is a nice way wherein we can take the lesson and stay it for a longer time, because so quite often it also happens that we forget what we hear. So through all these pastimes and
Yeah,
how, yeah, the Lord
yeah.
comes.
Yeah, nice point. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, that was the reason why even now I'm reading uh, more than three times, I think, at least this past time. Still, to record every detail is not to my capacity. It's beyond my capacity. And in fact, even recording is one thing, but appreciating the greatness of the Lord, we can always, every time, whenever we read, that happens, and that is the main purpose. Hmm.
Yes. In fact, even when Satish Prabhu asked this question, I was thinking, yes, what you would answer. But then when you answer, I realized that in Varadvadashi also we have again discussed the same point. So it's like, yeah, as you told Prabhu, that
Yeah.
the more we hear, yeah, we remind, okay, yeah, we know, but but it
Yeah,
was
maybe we only
not,
know very high level, like okay, the Lord came, he hit a slap, tight slap on his ear, and then the eyeballs came out, and
uh,
but there are also other details that make the pastime nice to, yeah,
yeah,
exciting, right? So we might see sometimes some movies, they are full of fighting. Why is there so much fighting? But there are people who enjoy, wow, this stunt, that stunt, and all these things. Lord enjoys his stunts with Hiranyaksha. Hmm?
yes, yes. And
Nice.
the beauty of this specific pastime, Prabhuji, that we had, it, I think 2 months back only. So it
Yeah.
feels like good
Radhasi was
reviewing.
not too far ago. Yeah.
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 So, yeah. And also, Prabhuji, when you were reading that time, I was also thinking that, okay, yeah, this we are hearing the end of Hiranyaksh, and now comes Hiranyakashipu. Because we are approaching for Narsimha Chaturdashi
Yeah, yeah.
in
I
that
was
way.
also think I was also thinking, should I actually break to go into Narasimha Chaturdasi? Yeah, yeah, because we have 4 days, no, 5 days. I was
Yes,
thinking,
Prabhuji. Yeah,
but
someday. Someday,
yeah,
I think.
I will. Let's see. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Hare Krishna,
Dinath
Prabhuji.
Prabhu, wha-
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
what are your realizations?
I mean, realizations was one point which, yeah, when Satish Prabhu was asking, yeah, in Kali Yuga, the demonic qualities are, I mean, something which are unfathomable. So, so maybe in this little span, I mean, when we hear this pastimes, yeah, we can realize that okay, God is there. He removed the asuras, but I think somehow in Kali Yuga we cannot see that maybe in such a short sample space that we live, but I think God will have its own plans to wipe out yeah,
Oh,
the
God has a plan to come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to show that
yeah,
devotee can do everything.
yes,
So
so,
it is a role of the devotee that we have to. It's not that we need the weapons like I was recently, when because of this India Pakistan everything is going na, uh, ito nrsimha parato nrsimha means the Lord is there inside and outside, where we can see the enemies are also there inside and outside. Yeah,
yes,
we can we can see that there are enemies inside India and also outside India. I mean, anyway, it's not a great comparison, but I can see. And when you are telling this, it reminds me that Hiranyaksha was facing the Lord from the front. Yeah?
yes,
Whereas
that's
we
what.
can see for this 22nd April, the guys who came, they came in hiding, and after they did, they hide again. Huh? Just, just like how Ravana was doing in the Treta Yuga, he came, he took away Sita, and then he went that he thought that, oh, now I can be safe. Hmm? And the Lord has found him. Yeah, the Lord will find him. Yeah? Why? Because to establish dharma, how long can one hide? Anyway, so there are so many dots when we can. That's why we can just go on talking the glories of the Lord with so many nice pastimes and yeah, nice point.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Good. Okay, then thank you very much. Pratik Prabhu, I didn't see you. Sorry. Hope you also enjoyed, or you have any questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, I'm just trying to get understanding more. Yeah. Um.
You are
Yeah.
very lucky. You joined the important day. On the
Okay.
day of Palastuti here. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you so much. Panchakalparabhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Amritakoti Vaishnava. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.